So you are among the signatories in this online petition calling for the resignation of President Duterte. First off, how did it start?
Yeah, it started as actually a group of Filipinos who are already disgruntled with the Duterte administration. So we came together, we drafted a statement on why we want him to resign. So these are basically because of the failure in addressing the needs of the COVID-19 response as well as the economy, and also with foreign policy that continues to kowtow to China and the human rights violations that continue to abound in this in his administration.
Okay.
So we drafted a statement, and about 500 of us initially signed it, and it was posted on change.org, as you have said. And really, a lot of people have started signing in.
Mm-hmm. And let's talk about the timing of calling for the resignation of President Duterte. There's only 1 year left, or another way of looking at it, there's still 1 year left in his administration. So let's talk about the prudence of calling for his resignation and assuming that later on, by some miracle, he decides to really step down. Wouldn't it pose a bigger problem to the Philippines if the president resigns in the middle of the pandemic?
He's not doing anything, so what problem will it further cause? So we are actually looking for more accountability, more progressive and proactive action. If he resigns, then it's good because the vice president can take over. We will follow the regular succession based on the constitution, and given that the office of the vice president and Vice President Leni Robredo has been doing a lot in responding to this pandemic, then maybe we will have a better chance of survival. Mm-hmm. Even if it's just 1 year to go, we are having an increasing number of cases. Will we still wait such that there will be a lot more people who will be dying? We cannot wait anymore. And also this issue about China. Hanggang ngayon ba maghihintay pa tayo ng tayo mismo magpapaalis ng ganun-ganon? Dapat lang talaga mula sa pool. Hindi pinayagan ang mga Chinese establishments in our islands in the West Philippine Sea. So, hindi na tayo pwedeng patumpik-tumpik pa o mag-iintay-intay pa. Yung isang taon, malaking panahon din yan para makapagbago at wala naman nangyayari at walang indication na magbabago. So, mabuti pang bumaba na sa pwesto.
Okay, so as we speak, there are around 54,000 people who have signed this online petition on change.org. But how confident really are you that this could really convince or prompt Duterte to step down and gather more supporters behind that particular move or petition, especially in light of so-called surveys claiming that President Duterte still enjoys massive support on the ground from Filipinos?
Actually, this statement, because it's really rolling already, it just shows that the surveys that he has been conducting is really not that correct. So, isang basehan din to para makita na maraming mga tao ang hindi na nasisiyahan sa kanyang administrasyon. So, wag na siyang mag-deny o kaya wag na siyang maniwala doon sa mga sinasabi ng kanyang mga kasamahan na he still enjoys the people's support, because this statement would really, and the increasing number of supporters to this statement will attest that people are no longer satisfied. Okay. So if he doesn't step down, then at least the positive effect of this, it has made more people aware, made more people be able to stand up and speak up and support what they believe in. Kasi nandun pa rin kasi yung takot eh. Yeah. Kasi natatakot ang mga taong magsalita. Dahil nga doon din sa nakaambang anti-terror law. Kasi kapag ikaw ay nagsalita, ikaw ay sasabihang terorista. At kapag ikaw ay sinabihang terorista, pwede kang hulihin dahil sa anti-terror law. So dito makikita natin na yung mga tao mas na bubuhayan na sila at mas nakakapagsalita na sila laban sa administrasyon na to at sumusuporta sila sa paninindigan na dapat ay bumaba na sa pwesto sa presidente.
Okay, so this also somehow provides them with an outlet to ventilate their frustration against the president and his administration. But I just like to make this clear. You really want him to resign, and this is not just intended to make any political statement, that you really think that this particular petition at this time could gather enough support to force him to step down.
Yes, because the situation is already too much. You have the pandemic, which is worsening. 1 year na tayong naka-lockdown. Wala namang nangyayari. Kasi how will you support the people who keep on sasabihin nila kasalanan ng mga tao? Sisisihin pa nila yung mga tao, samantalang yung kanilang tulong na ibinibigay sa mga tao para hindi sila gaanong lalabas o maghahanap ng mga trabaho, ay wala naman. Kaya hindi mo pwedeng sisihin ng mga tao. So asan yung iyong tulong na dapat ay ibinibigay? Tapos ang sitwasyon ngayon sa West Philippine Sea, it's so volatile that really the policy has to be imposed that we are, those islands are ours, so hindi ka pwedeng susunod-sunod lang at tatahimik. At ang nakakabahala pa ay payag siyang ipagpalit ang soberenya natin para lang sa bakuna. Parang anong klaseng leadership yan? You are exchanging the sovereign independence of our nation just because you want to get vaccines. When vaccines are not the sole solution to the pandemic problem.
Okay.
The pandemic problem is will be addressed by more socio-economic reforms and a more humane, a more compassionate response to the pandemic for people to understand why they need not go out, for people to understand why there is a need for masking, for people to understand why they need to have physical distancing. Pero ano ang response? Napaka-militaristic. Huhulihin ka. May dalang mga yantok. Ano yun? Para manghataw sa mga violators. And in fact, there are some so-called violators that have already been given too much punishment that they died. So what kind of a compassionate response is this? I think it's about time we really speak up on this.